Hey, hi, hello, welcome. I did a Twitter poll yesterday asking you guys what would you like me to cover this week since there's been so much stuff happening, and you guys selected the Kwite. If you ever wanted me to pronounce somebody's name wrong, I'm your guy. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened in the last week and a half. So much, in fact, I'm going to just start doing a Twitter polls and asking you guys what you want me to cover because I'm too indecisive. At this point, we actually need to talk about this. I want to talk about this because this is a conversation that you and I, and as viewers, as maybe you're new to the channel, maybe you're not, we need to have this conversation because in their YouTube realm, this is becoming more and more common. I've experienced myself. Kuwait has experienced it himself. Slazo has experienced it himself. More and more creators are having this done to them, and we need to talk about it. So for those of you who don't know, a few weeks ago, some person who I don't know, I don't care to know them, by the name of Orion, came out of the woodwork and made a very big tweet exchange, making allegations towards another creator, Kwite, specifically making accusations of SA, some of the worst types of things that you can accuse somebody of from almost 4 to 6 years ago. And it has turned out that a lot of what was said in this gigantic exchange on Twitter, going to find out that a lot of the things that they were presenting was falsified, or that images and screenshots that they presented were completely cropped out of context. But it's just not that. This person also revealed Kuwait's anonymity, because this is what he usually looks like. His mask and his face is covered, and they posted full photos of him revealing who he was, even though he's been completely anonymous all of this time on the internet. But to summarize this shortly, the majority of what was said is wrong, false, and just simply not true. But in this day and age on YouTube, we have a serious social media problem of where people go to social media, they air out things that may or may not be true about someone, and in doing so, try to get somebody canceled or attempt to ruin that person's career because things didn't go the way that they wanted it to. You know, on social media, we have the phrase, believe all victims. And while I happily agree with that statement as a whole, we should believe folks, but you and I also have to be objective in our belief. And being objective is not a crime. All being objective means is, hey, I'm going to sit and be neutral on this situation. I've read allegations, whether they're true or not, about whatever is being accused, whoever is being accused. I'm going to sit here until the other side, the person being accused, responds. Special thanks to the sponsor of the channel today, Vance Global. Vance Global specializes in a variety of different products that fits your personal needs. Whatever you want, I promise you, they have it. They have the CB, can't say the last letter. They got the TH, I can't say the last letter, and they have Delta 8. Why does YouTube censor me so much? I don't know. These are legal in all 50 states. They're organic, contain absolutely zero additives. But hey, you know, maybe smokes are not your thing. You can try all 3 of their gummy products. Each gives you a different, relaxing feeling that you have been missing out on. Oh, but you see, that's not all. Vance Global now has cartridges. Right now, if you go to vanceglobal.com and use code REPSION, you're going to get 20% off all of your orders. It ships to all 50 states directly to your mailbox. When I say that you guys love this sponsor, it is no exaggeration. You guys can't get enough of it. Support the channel and feel relaxed. And for some reason, this is just not a concept that the internet really likes that often. Especially apps like TikTok and Twitter. Like, being objective is just practically almost non-existent on Twitter and TikTok. I don't know why, but to me, it just seems like these two apps just like link together and just people do mob mentality. And I just like to highlight just a few things of what I mean by this as a few examples and to demonstrate to you why this is a problem and why that you, me, anyone who reads somebody being outed as something potentially a crime or doing something horrible, why we should always wait for both sides to present their case, and then we can really make a decision on what we believe and what we don't believe. Objectivity is vitally important, but Twitter and TikTok just disregard that. This is an example of what I'm talking about. This Twitter account, UXC Dust whatever, says, ain't you a R word, right? In response, this was after the allegations towards Kuwait were said publicly via Twitter, and then after Kuwait responded with a video of his own, this same individual, after calling him an R word, then says, I would like to apologize to Kwite for jumping to conclusions on the allegations. He's done a good job at explaining everything in his video and has disproved pretty much, if not all of the evidence made against him, using my platform as a call out for something that hadn't been proven was irresponsible. Twitter Dust user, I give you one clap. That's all you get. I do think it's good that you made this tweet saying, hey, it was irresponsible for me to jump on a bandwagon before all evidence came out, and it was irresponsible for me to do so. That's cool. I agree with that. But at the same time, there's also a part of me that just says, why couldn't you have just waited? I also find it laughable when people do this, where they're like, you're this, right? This horrendous thing, the worst thing you can accuse any man or woman of, right? You're calling them an R word, and then you're like backpedaling, oh, you know, I was wrong. Yes, I agree, you were wrong. It was irresponsible. But you need to consider this one, you only get one pass, okay? You only get one false jump the bandwagon chance with this on like, I did this, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I'm never going to do this again. Because now everybody's going to be looking at you for the future and really be critical and analytical of everything that you do based upon this one screw up that you did here. You accuse somebody falsely of being an R because you, quote unquote, believe all victims. And the problem with believing all victims is that you can believe all victims, but what you can't do is condemn somebody and call them an R word before the other side has even had a chance to respond or rebuttal or refute anything the other side is claiming. It's not only dangerous, it opens up to you for a lawsuit. It opens the legal door for many horrible things to come your way if this person decides to go after you, maliciously tweeting something that is damaging to one's reputation that just simply isn't the case. You can believe all victims, but you can also believe all victims and be objective with a neutral stance until the other side responds. That's all I'm trying to say here with my argument. Kuwait also released a statement saying this, I'm going to be AFK after this, but I said in my video, the folks who condemned me clearly are doing what I did in a similar situation, so please give them the charitability I wish I was given when making a mysterious mistake. This tweet is a fair one by himself. And what he's actually referencing here, for those of you who don't know, is the original situation that really exploded online in the YouTube community. And that was by a YouTuber, and I'm going to try to condense this in less than 20 seconds, a YouTuber by the name of Slazo. Slazo was accused of horrific, terrible, terrible things. His friend group at the time sided with this person who accused him of these horrible, horrible things, basically cut him off as a friend and said, these things are true, blah, 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 only to find out when Slazo responded, 95%, and that's a fairly accurate percentile, of what was claimed about Slazo was not true. It was false. And Slazo made his own very big video responding to all these allegations, and it turned out that majority of it was not true. This was really the first time a YouTuber did a full-on rebuttal to these crazy accusations, and people were shocked when he responded with, oh my gosh, this was not what I thought it was. So I guess my question to you is, as a viewer, is when somebody makes serious allegations about somebody, what are we supposed to do? Now, I've already kind of given you a preface of my own personal, what I think people need to do. But what do you honestly think we should do as humans, as viewers, as creators? What happened to Slazo's situation was absolutely horrific. And in the same breath, what happened to Kuwait is absolutely horrific. Kuwait made his own gigantic hour-and-a-half video response to the allegations that Orion made and practically debunked, refuted all of it, with receipts, with screenshots of conversations that were edited and cropped to leave out context of what was actually happening. And when I see stuff like this, it hits a core in me, and I get so angry and worked up when people cut conversations out and not present the full context simply to make people look a certain way when it just simply isn't true. Hell, if you've been a viewer of my channel, I dealt with this in my own situation. I made a whole video back almost 2 years ago titled A Message to My Ex-Girlfriend, where in the same month of me announcing a new relationship, my ex started spreading information that I'm a danger to children as a means to hurt me and start false claims about me. This stuff is absolutely serious and can have real-life mental health repercussions to people who are accused of this. You know, it's the internet, right? We sit back and we laugh and we chuckle, we make jokes. I get it. When you are a person, whether you're a public figure or not, and you're accused of these types of things and they're false, they cause an insufferable amount of grief, mental anguish to the person who's being accused of these things. And I, myself, I was put in a position where I had to out stuff that I've never wanted to talk about publicly about my past dating life because I was forced into that position by somebody making false claims about me. And the same situation could be applied to Slazo. The same situation, especially Kwite, because in his video, he revealed some very personal information. And it's really sad. It's like nobody wants to know this stuff, but he has to respond to it, because if he doesn't respond to it, the person who's making these false claims, they get more publicity, more views, more people believe this without any solidification of evidence. Just because somebody says it online, it must be true. And I'm trying to urge people here, anyone watching this video, please don't fall into that bubble of refusing to be objective, and that no matter what somebody says online or accuses somebody else, you have a responsibility to be a good human being. And part of that is being objective until the other side responds. And, if you have two sides that do respond, then you can make your decision, who you believe, who you don't believe, whatever. I don't care. Before that happens, if you go on the record and claim somebody's an S-ayer, just because it's a YouTuber and just because that's the trend, it seems to be every single 2 weeks. I myself even made a mistake. Myself passed on this channel with another YouTuber by the name of Pro Jared. I don't know if you guys remember Pro Jared, but there was this gigantic scandal and a bunch of stuff that was thrown out there. And I made a video about that where I actually presented stuff that was presented by the person making the claims that turned out that part of that stuff was false. I made that mistake myself. And what I'm trying to do here is, not only am I capable of making mistakes myself, but the moment you realize that you made this one mistake, you don't make it again. You take that experience, you learn from it, you grow from it, and you don't do it again. That's all you and I can really do from a situation. I try to give every single person, even people I don't know, the benefit of the doubt with things like this. You take something where you screw up and you learn from it. That's all we as humans can do at the end of the day. And we try to be better in the way that we present information, how we cover information, but most of all, not jumping the gun because a mob on Twitter and TikTok makes that the more popular thing to do. Sometimes those extra clicks that we get can feel really good by perpetuating things that may not be true or accurate. It's also important that we use words like allegedly and not use words as a fact value sentence structures to where we're just saying, this is the way it is. You are this, you are that, you are this. These are really defaming, inflammatory statements that we don't know if they're true. And if they're not true, you're going to look like an asshole. The people that jump straight into calling Kuwait a R the moment Orion came out with little to no proof are not here to support victims. They're here for a hit tweet, IMO. They should be getting the same treatment Orion's getting. They should be immensely ridiculed. The half-assed, quote, I sincerely apologize to insert name for jumping to conclusions doesn't cut it no more. Get gone, learn to hear out both parties, and shut the hell up. I mean, I agree with this, but you know what's even crazier? Is that after Kuwait made his incredible hour-and-a-half long video response refuting everything, right? This person, Orion, then attempted to post a fake document. I don't understand people sometimes on why people attempt to do this, but I'm just going to show it to you just for record. Hey, I haven't seen the full video, but I noticed quite a bit of lying in the first 10 minutes, so I realized I need to show my diagnosis. After I post this, I'm logging off for a while, but there's undeniable proof to what I said did. Thank you for everyone's support. After they posted this, they lost even more followers, almost 5,000 followers to be exact. This was viewed over 8 million times and over 7,000 quote tweets. Another individual responds, how else are you going to justify the quote lying in the following 81 minutes of the video? Another reply, this is not looking very good for you at all, Orion. I believed you till Kwite said his part, but with the amount of evidence he's given that you haven't given, that you refuse to give, it's nearly safe to say you lied about a lot. Not cool at all. Another person replies, making it harder for SA victims to come out about their experience with this stuff when it's already a life-breaking and degrading experience that follows us everywhere just to take advantage of it is beyond vile, and you disgust me. Another person replies, as somebody who actually has PTSD, I can tell this is a fake document. As others have pointed out, it's a copy and pasted. Clearly you have mental problems, but you need to stop blaming other people for them. Get offline and help. People like you are why victims are so scared to come out. In addition to Star's reply, check this out. It's not that difficult to tell the images like this are doctored. You're not helping your case at all. So Orion posted this, I would attempt to say, allegedly fraudulent document just because, one, the format's weird. Two, I don't know why there's a signature on the side. Three, there's misspellings that are really, really, obvious. The format of how this is actually written is not how normal medical or documented psychologist paper documents are formatted. Another person replied to this saying, so fun fact, I have a friend who goes to this exact same clinic, and this is not how they format their documents at all. This document is entirely fabricated, which, fun fact, is illegal. Here's what an actual document looks like, and I got permission from my friend to send this. This is actually true. This is how normal documents are formatted, just professionally, almost practically universally. Look, what I want you to come away with this video is that there are bad, sour apples every place, in every community, in everywhere around the world, right? TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, online, not online, people in the real life, whatever, there's bad apples. Now, because you have one or two bad apples who tend to weaponize lying about false claims to hurt other people, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't believe people. It just means that you need to wait, to be patient, young Padawan, to be objective, to hear what somebody has to say before you call them terrible things. I don't find that too much to ask from viewers or followers or people who just happen to see stuff, controversy or drama happening online. I don't really consider this drama, because when you're making serious criminal accusations like this, it no longer falls under drama to me. This is like life-changing, life-ruining type stuff. You being skeptical, you asking questions is not wrong. That's not victim blaming. Be a fighter for truth. That's all you and I can really do. Truth, no matter how screwed up a situation may be, is what truly matters in situations like this. But at the end of the day, no matter how evil somebody is, no matter how, even if you have somebody on record saying, I did this crime or I did something horrific, that individual is still going to have people defend them. I think the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp situation is a wonderful example just to highlight, even if you have somebody on record admitting to DV and doing a criminal act and lying and being caught in a lie, there's still going to be people who side with them. So at the end of the day, no matter what, you still got to be objective and you still got to be truthful no matter what. Even if it kind of sometimes makes you look bad, or maybe you didn't judge a situation the way that you should have, admit to it. Say your piece, but make sure that your piece is the truth. And the truth will always set you free. And that lie will always surface through a crack. And all we can do is sit, watch, observe, and make judgments when the time is right. But only when the time is right. That's all I got to say on the whole situation. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I do reply to the first 100 comments. I read the first 100 comments every video that I make. Please check out my gaming channel, also linked down below in the description. I'm trying to hit 8,000 subscribers on there. I do live streams and shorter form content over there. Believe it or not, I actually enjoy posting content on my gaming channel, probably more than I do with my main channel. Maybe that's just a preference thing because it feels way more personal. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in a few days for another video on Sneeko. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the whole Sneeko situation, but also I have another video coming out on Onision, believe it or not. We have to cover his second lawsuit because now he's being sued a second time in the state of Michigan. So yeah, more content coming out later this week. Stay tuned and have a fantastic rest of your, what is today? Tuesday? No, Monday. Peace.